Hey everyone, hope you guys are having a blessed night tonight. I know it's kind of dark, but it's kind of quiet. It's actually always quiet where I am. So I'm about to take this spirulina and kiwi shot, a detox shot. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something, y'all, that it's just very important, this topic that I'm going to bring up regarding these Jezebel women that seek to destroy our males. They seek to overpower our males, our boys, our children, our partners. They seek to emasculate them. Pretty much, they seek to cut their balls off, to be more precise. Now, that is the world we live in today. I always say that the foundation begins in the home. The foundation is the giver of life. That's the foundation, which is the mother. So many of us don't like to point fingers, but the reality of that is that there are some wicked ass mothers out there that emasculate our boys, our men in society. And that is why they're afraid to stand up for their rights and things like that, because we live in a society that it works in the favor of these females, these witch ass, crazy ass females. They are able to emasculate a man by taking all his rights. Now, you know about the court system, how wicked the court systems are, where you're able to take a man to court to pay child support. And in the end, if the man doesn't have a job or he can't find a job, they'll lock him up. So we need to consider that. We need to reconsider all that. Is it even worth putting our males in jail? They already get beat down so much by these Jezebel witches. Like I said, there's a lot of emasculated men out there that are not able to say no. And I met many. I had a couple of exes like that where they're afraid to stand up against Jezebel. They're too weak to say no. So yeah, I wanted to bring that up. Oh, and another thing is, am I hated by Jezebel women? I'm hated by these women. Why am I hated by these women? It's because I always call them out on their BS. I always tell men, don't allow them women to overpower you or to disrespect you. You need to learn how to stand up for yourself, because it's not right. You know what I mean? We have too many boys that grow up to be men and they're emasculated. They have psychological and mental problems. They're afraid, like I said, to stand up. And it's sad because a lot of these boys that I talk about, that I know, they've been beaten down by their own mothers. It's sad. The mother just disrespects them. The mother doesn't allow them to express themselves. They can't defend themselves because they're beat down. They'll tell them things like, oh, you look like your effing father. Why don't you go with him? You know, very disrespectful, rude things, as if the child asked to be here in the first place. For you to even say you look like your father. Because when you laid down with this man, you weren't saying all this. But then now that things don't work out your way and you're unhappy because you want to emasculate the man and you want to control everything, now it's, you look like your father, why don't you go with him, and he ain't shit, and this and that. That's all wrong, y'all. Because the foundation, you know, the mother, she carries this fetus, this baby, this living breath of life for 9 months, some shorter, but she carries this fetus. And when the baby's born, again, he doesn't ask to be here. We ought to love our boys. We ought to embrace our boys. We need to break that generation that generational curse that we put on our children, on our boys, to emasculate them, just talk down on them, to withhold from them affection and love, because they really need love. And that's why I chose to break that generational curse. I had to pretty much go outside of my own self. I had to deny my own self, deny my own feelings, and things like that, so that I can give another the chance to live. And that's how it is. That's how it should be, y'all. We mothers need to get our life together for real. We need to stop hurting these men. We need to stop talking to our boys with a condescending attitude, right? Because when this boy, he grows up, he's going to find a woman just like you. That never fails, y'all. And it could be the other way around. If we have a female, right, we have a daughter, they'll find a partner, a husband, just like the father. So we need to get it together, y'all. We need to break these generational curses. We need to get out of our feelings. That's why I hate bringing feelings in a relationship. I'm talking about feelings that are going to get you disrespecting each other. Feelings where if he don't give me this, I'm going to do this. Or if he don't give me this, I'm going to go out and cheat and do these things. We need to get out of that mental state, y'all. It ain't about us. It's about setting the captive free, y'all. I always had that mentality. It's not about us at the end of the day, especially if we have children, y'all. We need to stop being selfish. We need to break that curse going forward, because this world is even more sicker than what we thought. I wanted to put that out there because it all begins in the home, y'all. It all begins in the womb. If the mother hated the baby feels all those emotions. It's amazing how babies, they can grow, right? And they recognize at 6 months the mother's voice already. Even way before that, even in the womb, the baby is able to recognize his mom's voice. So we always want to see, we got to elevate in our mental state and in our spirituality, because as we grow, as we evolve, as we transcend, we teach our children how to behave, how to respond. We teach our children how to recognize the voice of the shepherd. And that's deep, because the scripture says that my sheep know my voice. And since the sheep know the shepherd's voice, another stranger, they won't go to another stranger, because they recognize the voice of the shepherd. They know that the shepherd is protective over them. They know that the shepherd leads them, that the shepherd loves them, that he's not going to, pretty much, if the wolf comes, the true shepherd is not going to run away. He's going to actually fight and confront that adversary, that wolf. So I'm telling you, these little children growing up in this generation, they're intuitive. They're going to be great. We need to speak to our children, our boys, our girls. We need to put in that spirit of truth in them, of love, of they should feel our love, y'all. They should feel our love, because I remember as a child, I hardly ever felt my parents' love. And did it affect me? Yes, it affects us all, the love of a parent. And that's what the enemy wants to come to present in our lives, is it's a disharmony. You see what I'm saying? And we allow the enemy to come in our life, to call shots in our life. And we need to stop that. We need to get out of that mentality, that mental state, y'all. It divides us. Instead of us being united, we constantly become disunited. You know what I mean? So I wanted to share that with y'all, because it bothers me to see our men hurt, to see our men beat down, afraid. And if I have to stand up and defend my men and my boys from these Jezebel witches, I will. No weapon formed against y'all will prosper. No weapon formed against me will prosper. Remember that, y'all. Be strong. Encourage yourself. Encourage your boys to be men, to be strong, to never give their strength to a woman. You know, there was a king called Lemuel, and his mother. See, that's how you know you're dealing with a righteous woman, with a good woman, because I always tell my men that, the men in my life and the boys in my life, never give a woman your strength. And why do I say that? Notice that I love all men. That's the truth. I always love men. Even as a child, I always loved playing with the boys and things like that, because I always felt that they were more real. I always felt that they were more fun. I always felt that they will tell you like it is. Unlike a female, you know, she get hurt, she cries and things like that. So I kind of clicked more with boys growing up. And now I'm an adult, and I see why I click more with boys, because I've seen how many women, they could just be so hateful. You know, they say they love a man, but they love your flesh. They don't love your soul. They want to sleep with you. They want to have sex with you because they're visual, but they don't love your soul. They're not women that are willing to submit when you're a righteous man. So I've seen what these women can do. They're destroyers, especially these Jezebels. Oh my gosh. They are home wreckers. They're destroyers. They are always busybodies. They're always bickering about people. They're always talking behind people's back. And that's one of the things that I hate about females. And that's why me and females, we don't connect much. Because as soon as they get into that spirit and that energy and that frequency, I don't even want to deal with you. I don't even want to associate myself with you. I pretty much cut you off. So, putting that out there, y'all. Be careful with these women out there. Take it from a real woman here, y'all. Y'all, take it from a real woman right here that have experienced how these women are. They'll take you for granted. They don't love your soul, because a real woman, she's going to tell you your wrongs, and she's going to want you to do better. That's what real women do. And they're going to tell you not to trust women, because women can be very, very vengeful, bitter, they accuse you and things like that. They'll destroy a man. They always want to overpower a man. But a righteous man, who can find? I'll tell you the truth. Who can find a righteous man? Because a righteous man deserves a righteous woman to be able to follow him, to be able to listen to him, to be able to help him build. All right, y'all. I hope y'all have a good night. Let me drink this here before I go to bed. Spirulina and kiwi. The bomb. Be blessed, y'all.